Now, may I request Dr. Murli, because he has seen, he wears different hats, so he has seen industry from practically all aspects, being a technical person, from marketing, from execution, from regulatory, from research. So now I think I request him to please sum up the essence of this webinar. Dr. Murli, please.
Firstly, thank you, Kuldeep ji, for giving me an opportunity to be here. It was very nice seeing all my old friends, to name them Deepak, Manish, Arijit, and of course, Dr. Prajapati, Vijay, everybody. Thanks, Prachi, for the brief introduction, and thanks to all the participants of this webinar. We had an excellent session from each one of you. To appreciate each one of you, I'll have to go much more into details. Small sum up will not be of any help. However, some of the points that I have actually taken into account are as follows. Number one, I go back to the COVID issue. There are three things that even our government is advocating. Number one is avoidance. Avoid too much of crowd, keep distance, etc. Second recommendation is on protecting your own health, immunity through exercise, yoga, practice of all of these. And third, and the most important thing, which is very, very critical for us today, as we've been talking, is about nutrition, traditional food, use of traditional medicine, Ayurveda, Siddha, and a whole lot of stuff. I saw some good recommendations, letters being drafted by Chief of Ayush and being sent across all over the country, which is all very good. To start with, and in fact, several of you have already listed about this, milk, we are talking about milk. We're not talking about plant extracts here. I'm a big fan of calling almond milk as an almond extract and not as which Kuldeep ji touched upon. Milk consumption is a habit in India. Everybody consumes it. And it is very traditional. Also, we use a lot of spices, etc. added to the milk. That's also well known. It's a traditional habit. Indians are also known. I mean, I'm talking about the grand old Indian lineage. We are all very well known in terms of innovating with anything, any food. Food innovation, variety is a part and parcel of our day-to-day thing. Several herbal infusions, Ayurveda, etc., are also dominating our lifestyle. Once certain things don't work in terms of consuming medicine, we go to an Ayurvedic doctor and he gives us infusion, and after a few days, we get all right. Dr. Prajapati touched upon the usefulness of milk. Milk is a wholesome food, and adding a little bit of thing here and there makes it even more wholesome. However, there are issues where we need to play some good role as technologists, and which we've been playing and trying to improve. One is on purity and quality and food safety of milk. Some of you did talk about it. Coming to spices, herbs, fortification, essential oils, these are all part and parcel of innovation. Fundamentally, when you know that today there is an important immunity related issue, these ingredients plus milk can help you. There is an opportunity for us to do a lot of innovation, which many of you really touched upon those aspects as well. I would say from a need of the hour, 3 or 4 things I would say. Number one, let us not just stay with milk as milk. Let's go deeper into ingredients. Dr. Prajapati talked about lactoferrin, its usefulness, immunoglobulins from milk, whey proteins, etc., etc. We in India need to do a lot more in this area and look at what other products we can develop with these as the base. That is number one. Number two is integrating Ayurveda, herbal science into dairy and other foods as well. And to quote, having instead of having one group of people working on one product versus having multiple groups of people, why can't we integrate an Ayurvedic doctor into R&D in food companies? Because they will know a lot. Because in fact, at PepsiCo, we did some good work on understanding how Ayurveda can help, boost up immunity and things like that. We came up with some very good, Ayurvedic surgeons with whom we worked, and a lot of learning actually, a lot of learning in terms of which ingredient works in which form. A quat is a liquid extract of Ayurveda, whereas churna is a powder. So what a quat does will be very different from a churn. So both don't match. They are used for different purposes. So that is one thing I would think that we need to move in that direction in terms of improving. Second is in-depth of science. Are we very limited to just product development, or do we need to go more deeper into understanding the metabolomics and the genomic aspect of ingredients and its usefulness to the body, plus integrate much more deeper clinical research. Because today, if you look at all the claims that comes in Indian dairy and food industry, predominantly it is structure function claims. Calcium is known to help bones. That's what is declared on the pack. So therefore, we added calcium. Does that serve the purpose? Is that enough? Or do we need to really go deeper and understand that? And some startup companies are doing, now I'm in a different avatar working with different companies. Some startup companies in this direction are really doing some very good deep work in going deeper into science and getting those at molecular level, getting those specifics integrated. And that is where, a university and industry association must work very closely, which Dr. Prajapati touched upon. And Manish talked about, you need to have different phases in R&D. It's not enough if you have just the same guys doing the same job. And these are two very, very good recommendations that we got from today's discussion. Of course, in everything that we do, consumer is the king. And each one of you touched it. We had Arijit speak in depth. Deepak give a lot more insight into that, into those areas, which was very, very helpful in terms of why, somebody asked a question as to why your innovation rate is so abysmally low. The global innovation rate is 0.03% success. I'm talking about products that have been launched and they're in the market after a period of 3 years. It's pretty low. And the reason for that fundamentally is deeper insights, understanding consumer behavior, what, where, when, how, not only consumer behavior. Today we're talking about shopper behavior. Where in shop are you putting your product? Where is the consumer seeing the product? Is he buying it? Is the shopper buying it, not buying it? Who is the actual gatekeeper at the house? A child wants to buy and eat something, but mother is the gatekeeper. Today, in fact, mother will be the gatekeeper, not only for the child, but for also the husband, given the current condition in which we are operating. So we need to really look at it from that direction. Making healthy products may look easy from outside. It's not easy when you have to match health and taste. That's what Kuldeep ji and Arijit and others also touched upon. That's a very, very important aspect. So I think I'm looking forward to, as we move with all the expert advices and all the kind of inputs that you've given, and Vijay touched upon the need for having a proper regulation that actually is supportive to the growth of food products and the industry in the country. I would say that the critical factor as we move forward will be deeper science, more engagement with consumers, ensuring that product meets the health and the taste standards, not actually looking at the workforce with a different kind of a mindset. Therefore, innovation can be, you can actually channelize and funnelize a lot more innovation towards success. And with that, I thank all the panelists. Thanks to Prachi and also your admin support 1 and 2. I don't know their names, for having made this very successful, cohesive and interesting afternoon seminar. I know many of us are hungry, but still the hunger has been controlled fundamentally because of these fantastic deliveries of talks by each one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Your word means a lot to us, to all of us. So a big thank to all the panelists.